The story begins with a woman giving birth to a child, but this is no ordinary child. He is the son of Zeus, the king of the gods, also known as the god of thunder. The child's mother names him Hercules, meaning the glory of Hera. Hera is Zeus's wife, worshipped by all of humanity. When Hera discovers that Zeus has a son with a mortal woman, she is furious. She sends 2 snakes to kill the baby. However, Hercules, being as strong as his father, kills both snakes. Time passes and Hercules grows up. As he matures, the gods command him to perform 12 labors. If he survives these tasks, Hera promises to leave him in peace and never bother him again. To accomplish these feats, Hercules fights a serpent, which he defeats mercilessly. He also battles a dangerous wild boar that can splinter massive trees with a single tusk. But Hercules' greatest achievement was defeating a lion whose hide was impenetrable to any weapon. Hercules managed to kill it. People know the tales of Hercules. Hercules is also the nephew of Metrodorus. One day, while Metrodorus is traveling, he is attacked by thieves. Hercules arrives with his warriors, who fight for him. They defeat the robbers and save his nephew. Later, as they enjoy a feast, Princess Erginia, daughter of King Codus, arrives. She tells Hercules that her kingdom needs his help because their general has rebelled, plunging the country into civil war. People are dying, crops are burning, and farmers are starving. Hercules' companion says they are not available, but if the price is right, they might consider it. The princess insists that warriors fight for honor. Hercules retorts that murderers fight for gold coins. The princess reveals that her father, King Codus, is very wealthy and would pay him generously. Hercules and his companions agree to help and travel to her kingdom. There, they see a massive temple dedicated to the goddess Hera, complete with a huge statue. The princess explains that it took 5 years and 1,000 workers to build it. She adds that Hera is the protector of their kingdom, and everyone has heard the story of how Hera wanted Hercules killed. Perhaps some good work might bring peace between them. Actually, no one really believes that Hercules is Zeus's son, but the princess's son, Ares, idolizes Hercules and knows all his stories by heart. Hercules, with his 5 companions, goes to meet the king. The king explains that their general, Rufus, has rebelled, and they have been at war for a long time, devastating the kingdom. He wants Hercules to fight for him and eliminate Rufus. The king also tells Hercules that Rufus is a sorcerer, and people believe only a god can kill him. He also commands an army of centaurs, beings who are half horse and half human. One of Hercules' warriors asks if anyone has seen these centaurs. The king's general replies that they haven't seen them, but have heard about them. Hercules and his team begin to train the farmers and laborers to fight, as they have no army left. Hercules instructs them to form a shield wall. When they do, one of Hercules' warriors charges at them, breaking through the wall. Hercules explains that if the enemy breaks through their shield wall, they will all be killed. Their shield wall must be as strong as iron chains. Although the farmers and laborers are not ready for battle, the king's man says that Rufus and his army are approaching, and they must face them. Hercules argues that his men are not prepared, and they risk losing much more than just the battle. But the king believes that the sooner they kill Rufus, the sooner they can restore peace to their kingdom. They decide to march out the next day to meet Rufus. That night, the princess's son comes to visit Hercules. He tells Hercules that he knows all his stories and loves them. He aspires to be a great warrior like him someday. Hercules takes off the lion's tooth amulet he wears from the lion he killed and puts it around the prince's neck. He says he had wanted to give the amulet to his own son, but never had the chance. The next morning, Hercules, his team, and the newly trained farmer soldiers march out to face Rufus. When they arrive, they find no one there, only severed heads hanging. The king realizes that Rufus has already been there and killed the people. Hercules decides they will proceed on foot. As they move forward, Hercules notices that the dead bodies are not recent, but several days old, realizing it's a trap. Suddenly, they are surrounded by many tribesmen. Hercules is shocked and asks why they are attacking them when they are trying to help the kingdom. He is told that Rufus is a sorcerer who uses his magic to manipulate people's minds, causing them to fight each other. The tribesmen attack Hercules and his army. Hercules' 5 warriors fight bravely, and Hercules himself fights like a god. After a fierce battle, the fighting stops. The king is distraught because half of his army is dead, and Rhesus is still at large. Hercules reminds him that he had warned him that his army was brave but lacked combat skills. He insists that he must teach them how to fight. The king agrees. Hercules is constantly shown as restless. He has strange nightmares where his hands are covered in blood and he sees his family dead. He also sees the three-headed beast of Hades. Hades is Zeus's brother, the god of the underworld. One of Hercules' warriors, who is also a great astrologer, tells Hercules that when they were exiled from Athens, he consulted the oracle there. Oracles are women who communicate with the gods and reveal their will to humans, and what will happen in the future. He tells Hercules that the oracle said that Hercules must complete his unfinished work. However, Hercules, burdened by his restlessness and guilt, cannot think about it. Hercules had a family, a wife and 3 children, who were all murdered. He was blamed for their deaths. Hercules doesn't remember anything about it, and after the accusation, he was exiled from Athens forever. Here, they prepare for war, teaching the people combat tactics. Hercules' nephew, who tells his stories to the people, motivates them by recounting his bravery. After preparations are complete, they reach the location where Rhesus and his forces are. But there are no centaurs, only ordinary humans, and their army is 3 times larger than King Codys's. A fierce battle ensues. Hercules and the farmers and laborers, who know nothing about fighting, fight very bravely and win the battle. When Rhesus is trying to charge at Hercules on his horse to kill him, Hercules knocks his horse down and captures him. As Rhesus is being taken to King Codys's palace, he tells Hercules that he has helped a king enslave a country. Hercules replies that he has stopped a tyrant who kills the weak and burns villages. Rhesus denies ever burning villages or killing the innocent. Hercules asks who burned the villages if he didn't. Rhesus tells him to think. If the king is so good, why did he need him to fight? Where is his own army? He is fighting for the wrong side. That night, the king is crowned because the entire kingdom is now under his control. There is no one left who can fight against him. Therefore, a celebration is held. Rhesus is also there, held captive. Everyone is laughing at him, and the king's daughter doesn't like this at all. She looks at Rhesus with pity and leaves. Hercules sees this and goes to the princess. He tells her that he saw pity in her eyes for Rhesus and wants to know the truth. She reveals that the king of this kingdom was her husband, but her father poisoned him and became king himself. Rhesus was her husband's general and rebelled against her father. The civil war started, and Rhesus has no part in killing villagers and the weak. It's all her father who did everything. She had to support him because her son is in his custody. If she didn't obey him, he would kill her son. Anyway, he is old and will die sooner or later. Then, her son, who is the true heir to this kingdom, will become king, and everything will be fine. Hercules says that she knows that nothing like that is going to happen. The princess realizes that he is right, and her son's life is not safe there. She tells Hercules to take her son with him and raise him under his protection. Then, the king's general arrives and tells Hercules that the king has summoned him. Hercules goes to the king and tells him that he is a traitor. The king says that when he was the general of this kingdom, he always wanted to be the king and rule here, and he fulfilled his wish. But now he wants to build an entire empire. The soldiers he taught the ways of war will teach these methods to millions of soldiers, and gradually he will take over the whole world. He can become his general if he wants. Hercules refuses. The king says that he doesn't need him in that case and can take his gold and leave. As they are leaving with their gold, Hercules sees many villagers standing around, their faces filled with sadness and sorrow. Hercules knows that he is the cause of all this. Therefore, he throws his gold in front of his companions. He says that the people of this kingdom need him. One of his warriors, Autolycus, says that it is all foolishness and they should leave. They have got their gold. But one by one, everyone throws their gold in front of him. Autolycus leaves with the gold, and now they all enter the king's palace. However, the king learns about their plans, so his soldiers surround them. The princess and her son also arrive there. The king's soldier tells the king that his daughter was telling Hercules to take her son with him. Hearing this, the king snatches his son from his daughter. Then, one of the king's men attacks Hercules. He falls unconscious, and when he wakes up, he is tied with thick iron chains. Then, the king of Athens arrives. Athens is the kingdom where Hercules grew up and for which he fought many battles for this king. Now, the king of Athens has allied with King Cotys to take over all of Greece. He has brought with him the 3 fearsome wolves whose voices he hears in his dreams. Hercules remembers that on the night his wife and 3 children were murdered, he heard these voices. He understands that the king had put a sleeping drug in his drink, and when he fell unconscious, these 3 wolves killed his entire family and blamed it on him. Hercules asks him why he did this. He tells Hercules that his deeds had brought him more fame than them. People called his name more than theirs, which they didn't like at all. If they had killed him, there would have been a rebellion in their entire kingdom. Therefore, they killed his family and blamed it on him so that the people of Athens would hate him. After learning the whole truth, Hercules is furious, but he is tied with thick iron chains, so he can't do anything. Now, King Cotys wants to kill them one by one. He starts with his daughter, the princess. Hercules' companion tells him, "Who are you? Are you just a legend, or the truth hidden in that legend? We all believe in you. You must believe in yourself." Then, Hercules uses all his strength and breaks the thick iron chains and saves the princess. But now the 3 fearsome wolves, which he always sees in his dreams, attack him, but he kills them all. After this, he frees all his companions, as well as Rufus. King Cotys and the king of Athens have both fled from here, but Hercules reaches the king of Athens and kills him with his own dagger because he killed his family. After this, he reaches outside the palace with his companions and sees that Cotys and a large army are there. Also, the princess's son, Ares, who is the heir to this kingdom, is with them. The king orders him to be killed, but before they can kill him, Hercules' companion, who had left with the gold, arrives and kills the man who was about to kill the prince with an arrow. He saves the prince and brings him to his side. Now, Cotys' entire army attacks them. Hercules' brave warriors also fight them. And during this, one of Hercules' warriors, who is hit by many arrows, dies. Now, many of Cotys' soldiers are climbing up towards them on ladders. All these soldiers have created a shield wall. This method was taught to them by Hercules himself, and breaking this wall is impossible. Just then, Hercules sees a very large statue of the goddess Hera, and he starts pushing the statue. All the soldiers are coming up on the ladders, and just then, Hercules throws the statue down, causing all the soldiers to start running away. King Cotys becomes enraged. He orders Hercules to be killed, and just then, the head of the statue hits him, and King Cotys also dies. After seeing Hercules' bravery, the entire army kneels before him. Although people still don't know if Hercules was really Zeus's son or not, he was a brave warrior who transformed him from an ordinary man into the great Hercules. With this, the story ends here. In the end, we are shown that the 12 great deeds that Hercules did in his life, he did not do alone, but these brave warriors were also with him. But no one can deny that Hercules was the greatest warrior among them all. He was the bravest, and with this, the story ends here. This movie was released in the year 2014. On IMDb, its rating is 6. The budget of this movie was $100 million, and at the box office, it earned $244 million. Hopefully you liked this story.